Hello, soulmates. Welcome to class. My name is Ifama. So today we'll be learning how to draft a basic bodice block half scale. And to start with, I'd like to introduce you to all my tools I'll be working with. This is my pencil. When you're drafting, you need a very sharp pencil. So I'll be using this marker for highlighting my lines so that they will be clearer for you. And then this is my straight ruler for making long or straight lines. And then this is my pattern master. You can this is suitable for waist and hip cuffs, and this one here you can as well use it for your neckline and armhole cuffs. And then this is also suitable for neckline and armhole cuffs. Then this is my scissors. Of course, you need to cut your papers after drafting. And this is my tracing wheel. We might not really be needing this. And of course, this is my tape, and this tape runs from 1 to 60 inches, and the back is from 1 to 150 cm, but I will be using the inches part. And of course, this is my tape to hold down my paper to avoid it flipping up as I walk. And lastly, this is my um eraser. I might need to erase a line or two and redraw. And then this is my pattern paper I will be working with. I would like to introduce you to basic bodice block, especially if you're a beginner in sewing, because a basic bodice block is a basic pattern that represents the foundational shape and fit of a garment. It includes basic darts, seam lines, and ease. It can be manipulated to develop new patterns and garments. So if you're a beginner, this is very good for you, and this is a starting point for you, as this is the base and it is the foundation for all other garments you will be constructing. So I put this pattern paper on fold into two, and I got the middle line. And then I also created these two boxes you're seeing here, and how I arrived at that is by using the biggest part of my measurement. So I will quickly like to introduce you to the measurement I'll be working with. So I have my shoulder 14, I have my bust 36, waist 30, and my apex, that is my bust span, which is the nipple to nipple, 7 inches. And then my half length is 16 and 14. Yes, the front is going to be 16 while the back is going. Hello, soulmates. I'm so sorry. I discovered that my work wasn't being covered. Yeah, the camera actually stopped. So I'll just go ahead and explain to you everything I did on this pattern. So I divided this paper into two to get the midpoint, and then I created two boxes. Yes, I created the boxes with my bust measurement, that is bust divided by 4. Then I added 2 inches to it. So after that, I went ahead and I drew my starting point line, which is also known as my shoulder line. And then I came down by 9 inches, and this 9 inches is my bust line, and 16 inches, which is uh, my waistline, which is also known as the half length. And then I I went ahead and determined my neckline. How I arrived at the neckline is by uh, dividing my bust, which is 36 by 12. So I got 3. Yeah, I got 3. So this is 3 as the width and 3 as the depth. And then I took my shoulder from there, that is from the starting point on this side. So my shoulder measurement I'm working with is 14 divided by 2, which is 7. So I brought that 7 inches down here on the bust line. Can you see that? So I have 7 inches here. And then I drew from the starting point line, I drew 1 inch like so. And this 1 inch is known as my shoulder slope. And the reason for the shoulder slope is because the human body is not straight. No, we are not straight like that. We are a bit curved on our shoulders. So that is the reason for this shoulder slope. And I have 1 inch. So I connected this 1 inch to the neckline. Can you see? Connected it to the neckline, and then I came down here. I placed my tape like so, and then I determined the midpoint of the line I have here. This line I have here, sorry, I don't want to highlight it with my marker because I'm still going to wipe it out. So this is the middle of this line, and on that middle I placed my tape on it, and then I measured 0.75. So 0.75, I connected it to the shoulder slope, and then I impute my my bust. My round bust measurement is 36 divided by 4. That gave me 9 inches. And then I went ahead and added ½ inch is allowance. And then I placed my curved ruler like so, making sure it is touching the bust measurement and also touching the midpoint. And then I drew my curve like so, and this curve is my armhole curve. And then the next thing I did was to impute my waist measurement. This is how I placed my tape on this side. I placed my tape there, and I impute my waist measurement, which is 30 divided by 4, and that gave me 7.5. And then I went ahead and added 1 inch for that allowance, and then I connected it like so. That is from the waist to the bust line. Can you see that? And then the next thing I did was to impute my bust span. My bust span is also known as the nipple to nipple, and the nipple to nipple I'm working with is 7 inches. So I placed my tape this way and marked 3.5. That is 7 divided by 2. And then after that, I extended this very line, this bust span line, upwards. Can you see that? I extended it upwards, and then I placed my tape on the bust line like so and marked 1 inch. So this is 1 inch. So I also placed my tape on the middle like so, that is on the bust span, and then I marked ½ inch on the right and half inch on the left. So this is my dart intake, and then I connected it to the 1 inch I marked earlier on, like so. Can you see that? So this is my dart. And then the next thing I did was to impute my bust dart. How I did that, I placed my tape on the bust line, and then I measured 2 inches downwards like so, and then I'll be connecting it to the bust span line, but it's not going to get to this place. So I placed my tape on it like so and measured 1 inch, and then I'll be connecting it to the 1 inch above like so. So with my straight ruler now, I connected it to the 1 inch above. So this is my bust my bust dart. And then there is something that I normally do, so that by the time I cut this pattern, I wouldn't have a shortage. So I'll place my ruler like so on the bust line, and I will draw a line like so, and I'll connect it to the waist line. So this is important, so that by the time you cut your pattern, you wouldn't record any shortage on your pattern. So basically my pattern, my back bodice block front pattern is ready, as you can see. So I'll just go ahead and shade all the darts, all the unwanted parts. This is also unwanted, we're going to be cutting it out, and the neckline, we're going to be cutting it out. So we are done with the front bodice. So we move down to the back bodice. So on the back bodice, I've already marked the starting point, and from the starting point line I have 9 inches, which is my bust line, and I have 14 inches. And this is because the the front pattern is basically longer than the back. This is because of the presence of the bust on the human body, it makes it longer than the back. So I have 16 as my front body's length, while I have 14 on my back body's length. So the next thing to, so not to worry, don't worry about the length. You can see the front is actually 2 inches longer than the back, but by the time we close the bust dart, remember we have 2 inches on the bust dart, so by the time we close it up, you find out that that everything will become equal. So what to do here? Okay, I impute my shoulder measurement, which is 714 divided by 2. Then I brought it down to the bust line, and then I'll just go ahead and impute my neck width measurement, which is 3. And then the back width I would like to use is 1 inch, so I'll go ahead and connect it, and I'll just use my free hand and connect it, because my table is so close to my to the wall, so this can't work. So after that, I will impute my shoulder slope, which is 1 inch, and I'll connect it to the neckline. Can you see that? So the next thing to do is to determine the middle of this line here. This is how I place my tape. So I divide it into two, and this is my midpoint. So I go ahead and measure 0.5, that is half inch, like so, and then I'll connect the half inch to the shoulder slope, like so. Can you see that? Then I will, next thing to do is to impute my bust measurement, which is 9 inches plus half inch is allowance. So I will use my curved ruler and connect it to the midpoint, like so. So when I place my curved ruler, I will make sure it is touching both the midpoint and the bust measurements. So this is it. So I'll just go ahead and highlight it. So the next thing to do, I'll place my tape on the mid back, like so, and I'll mark half inch. And the reason for this half inch is to prevent zip bulge. So I'll connect it to the bust line, like so. Then the next thing to do is to take my, or to impute my waist measurement, which is 7 plus 1, and that 1 inch is for that allowance. So I'll go ahead and connect it this way. Can you see that? And then the next thing to do is to determine the midpoint of this line, of the waistline. So this is what I do. Instead of using my bust pan, I'll just go ahead and mark the middle of my waist, and then let me see what I have there. I have 4.75, so I'll go ahead and mark 4.75, and then I'll connect it upwards, like so, and then I will come down by 1 inch and mark, and then I will impute my dart intake, half inch on the right, half inch on the left, and then I will connect it to the 1 inch I marked earlier. This is because the dart is not supposed to touch the bust line. So I'll just highlight it for you to see clearer. So this is my back dart, and basically we are done with the back. and then I'll just go ahead and shade it so that you remember we are going to cut it out. So when you do yours, I encourage you to practice this, especially if you're a beginner or you have started already but you're not used to pattern drafting. So I encourage you to practice this, because practice makes us perfect. So practice, and please do well to share with me your work when you practice, and show me your outcome, the outcome of your practice. So I'll just quickly go ahead and cut this. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So mates, this is what I have after cutting out. So this is my front bodice, and this is my back bodice, and then this is my center front, and this is my side front, this is my side back, and this is my center back. That is the area where the zip will be placed. And then to make this equal, what I need to do is to close the bust dart like I explained to you earlier. To close a dart, you actually need to open a dart. So I'll just go ahead and open up this one so that closing this will be easy. So after which you trim off the excess here. So you can see that both the side back and the side front now match. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you like what I have done, please give me a thumbs up, share and comment, and please subscribe to my channel for more awesome tutorials on pattern drafting, DIYs, craft, and so much more. Thank you very much. Bye.